Have you ever wondered how climate change impacts Africa, a continent known for its rich biodiversity and vibrant cultures? This is a critical conversation that we must have as we navigate this era of climate change. Africa, a continent rich in diversity, from its cultures to its landscapes, is indeed feeling the heat, quite literally. The impact is far-reaching, affecting every corner of the continent, from the windswept deserts of the Sahara to the lush rainforests of the Congo Basin, from the bustling urban centers to the rural farming communities. Erratic weather patterns have become the new normal, with seasons becoming increasingly unpredictable. The once dependable rain and dry seasons are now uncertain, disrupting the rhythm of life for both people and wildlife alike. The rains, when they come, are often either too little or too much, leading to prolonged droughts or devastating floods. And let's not forget the rising sea levels that are slowly but surely claiming coastal lands and islands, a reality that is particularly alarming for low-lying countries. The effects of these changes are palpable and immediate for the millions who call Africa home. The farmer who depends on the rains for his crops, the fisherman who relies on the ocean's bounty, the city dweller who grapples with the increasing heat, the child who has to walk further for water, all are feeling the pinch of these changes. Climate change has ceased to be a distant, abstract concept. It is now a lived reality, reshaping the way of life for millions. From rural farming communities to the bustling urban centers, the effects of climate change are reshaping the way of life for millions. This is the scene we find ourselves in, a scene set by climate change. It's a complex and challenging situation, but it's not devoid of hope. As we delve deeper into this topic, we'll explore the resilience, innovations, and solutions emerging across the continent. So stick with us as we journey through the realities of Africa in the age of climate change. Our focus now shifts to the fields and farms, the lifelines of many African economies. Imagine waking up every day, uncertain of what the weather holds. This is the reality for our farmers who are often at the mercy of the elements, and with climate change these elements have become increasingly unpredictable. Unusual rainfall patterns are becoming the norm rather than the exception. One day, the skies open up and unleash torrents of rain, flooding the fields. The next, not a cloud in sight and the sun blazes down mercilessly. Both extremes are detrimental to crops, leading to a significant drop in yields. And it's not just the rain. Prolonged periods of intense heat are causing once fertile soils to dry up. More often than not, the parched earth cracks open, unable to sustain the crops it once bountifully produced. This water scarcity is a grave concern that extends beyond the farms. It threatens not just the livelihoods of our farmers, but also the food security of entire communities. But it's not only about food. Agriculture is entwined with many facets of life. It's about the farmer who relies on his harvest to send his children to school. It's about the market vendor whose daily income depends on the produce she sells. It's about the rural community that depends on farming activities for its overall economic health. In essence, these unpredictable weather patterns and water scarcity are not just agricultural challenges, they are social challenges. They are economic challenges. They are challenges that strike at the heart of human resilience and ingenuity. The unpredictability of the weather, coupled with water scarcity, is a complex puzzle that threatens the very backbone of many African economies. But as we'll explore in our next segments, Africa is not standing idle. There are stories of resilience, innovation, and adaptation that are changing the narrative and offering hope for a sustainable future. From the fields, we move to the urban landscapes, where a different set of challenges await. Our cities, the pulsating heartbeats of African nations, are not immune to the trials posed by climate change. In fact, they are at the forefront of this global crisis, facing a unique set of vulnerabilities that demand urgent attention. Let's start with the most visible challenge: flooding. Increased rainfall and rising sea levels are causing floods in urban areas more frequently than ever before. This isn't just about waterlogged streets or traffic jams. The implications are far more severe. Flooding can lead to extensive damage to infrastructure, disrupting essential services like electricity, transportation, and healthcare. But the impact goes beyond physical structures. Flooding can also lead to the displacement of communities, as people are forced to abandon their homes and seek refuge elsewhere. This not only fractures communities but also puts additional pressure on already strained urban resources, leading to a ripple effect that exacerbates social and economic disparities. And then, there's the issue of health. Waterlogged conditions are breeding grounds for disease vectors, increasing the risk of outbreaks that can further strain health systems. As daunting as these challenges may seem, they also present opportunities for resilience and innovation. They highlight the urgent need for sustainable urban planning, designing cities that can withstand the impacts of climate change while also enhancing the quality of life for their residents. This means adopting strategies like green infrastructure, which uses natural systems to manage water and reduce flooding. It means designing buildings that are energy efficient and can withstand extreme weather conditions. And crucially, it means ensuring that these strategies are inclusive, taking into account the needs of the most vulnerable residents. These urban vulnerabilities call for more than just resilience. They call for sustainable urban planning. It's about creating cities that are not just equipped to deal with climate change, but are also vibrant, inclusive, and sustainable places to live. It's about turning challenges into opportunities and ensuring that our urban landscapes are part of the solution, not the problem. As we delve deeper, we find that our unique ecosystems and wildlife are also under threat. Climate change is an unwelcome guest in our richly diverse African habitats. It's altering temperatures, shifting rain patterns, and creating hostile environments, pushing many of our precious species towards the brink of extinction. Elephants, lions, gorillas, and many more find their habitats shrinking and their survival hanging on a perilous thread. But amidst this, hope persists. From the dense rainforests to the vast savannas, conservation efforts are underway. Scientists, environmentalists, and local communities are banding together, working tirelessly to protect and preserve our biodiversity. They are setting up wildlife reserves, implementing sustainable practices, and conducting research to better understand and combat the effects of climate change. Remember, our actions today shape the world of tomorrow. The health of the planet hinges upon the preservation of these diverse ecosystems and species. However, it's not all doom and gloom. There are stories of resilience and innovation that offer a glimmer of hope. Across Africa, a quiet revolution is taking place as communities, governments, and organizations are embracing adaptive strategies to climate change. In the agricultural sector, farmers are turning to climate-smart practices. They are diversifying their crops, adopting drought-resistant varieties, and using advanced weather prediction tools to better plan their planting and harvesting schedules. These are not just survival tactics, they are transformative strategies that are increasing yields and enhancing food security. In urban areas, we see a surge in green architecture and sustainable urban planning. Cities are incorporating green spaces to reduce the heat island effect, managing waste more effectively, and building infrastructure that can withstand extreme weather events. The energy sector is also experiencing a significant shift. Renewable energy, particularly solar and wind power, is on the rise. Not only are these sources cleaner, but they are also more reliable in a climate that is becoming increasingly unpredictable. From solar-powered schools in rural Kenya to wind farms in South Africa, Africa is harnessing the power of the sun and wind like never before. In the face of habitat loss, conservation efforts are being ramped up. Innovative measures such as community-based wildlife conservation and ecotourism are proving effective in preserving Africa's rich biodiversity. These efforts also provide sustainable livelihoods for local communities, creating a win-win situation for people and wildlife. These stories of resilience and innovation are testaments to Africa's indomitable spirit. They show us that while climate change poses significant challenges, it also presents opportunities for transformation and growth. They remind us that with creativity, collaboration, and determination, we can navigate the impacts of climate change and build a sustainable future for all. As we navigate the impact of climate change on African countries, it's crucial to recognize our role in shaping a sustainable future. Each one of us holds a piece of the puzzle in our hands. It's not just about the big players, governments, corporations, or international organizations. It's about you and me. It's about our daily choices and actions. We can start by supporting local initiatives that are making a difference on the ground. We can use our voice to advocate for global action on climate change, urging our leaders to prioritize sustainability. We can educate ourselves and others about the realities of climate change and how it's affecting our world. And most importantly, we can play our part in our everyday lives. Whether it's reducing our carbon footprint, recycling, or embracing renewable energy, every action counts. Let's not underestimate the power of collective action. Together, we can be catalysts for positive change. That's a wrap for today's episode on the impact of climate change on African countries. If you found this information valuable, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and comment below with your thoughts. And of course, subscribe for more insightful content. Thanks for joining us at Africa to the World, where we explore the issues that matter. Until next time, stay informed and stay green.